Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy, novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're going to be talking about the spell Programmed Illusion. All right,
Beep, boop, beep,
boop. Yeah, all right. I don't think that's what it does.
No, not really. Basics of it. If we talked about symbol a while back, this is similar to that in that you take, use an action, you take 25 gold pieces of stuff, Fleece and Jay's Dust specifically, and you pick a spot, and you create an illusion object or thing that appears within 120 feet of the spot you pick whenever something activates it. You can have anything really activated. You can say like, oh, whenever 100 people are within range of it, or whenever I don't know, meteor rains from the sky and hits within 5 feet of it, or I say a specific command word or whatever. You then create this illusion in the space whenever that occurs. It performs the thing for however long you want to do the illusion, and then it goes dormant for 10 minutes. After which it becomes able to be reactivated again. So like if you give it a command word like bamboozle, you can walk up to it and say bamboozle, and then it projects this big old illusion of a circus for however long it projects it, and then it goes away, and then you wait 10 minutes and you say bamboozle, and it does it again. Obviously that's not the best use case for it, but it is a use case for it. And you can make these conditions like specific or as vague as you'd like. It lasts forever. It lasts until it's dispelled. And then it has the illusion clause where things can investigate it, and if they are succeed, they're like, oh, it's an illusion. So it's like, people breaking into the temple, I want a lion to jump out from the shadows and roar menacingly. They can be like, oh my god, how'd a lion get here? Wait a second, investigation, it's not landing on the ground, it's an inch above the ground because erosion over a century or whatever. And then it's an illusion. They're like, okay, we can walk through the line, it's not that spooky. So yeah, that's basically, I there was a lot of paraphrasing, almost exclusively paraphrasing in fact, but that's what Programmed Illusion does.
All right, now you said there are a lot of nifty uses for this.
I think so.
Well, when I was thinking about it, I kept going back to the same thing.
Which is?
Not a very practical use, but putting on a play.
You say impractical. That's not that bad.
Well, the thing is, this only lasts 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it's a 5-minute play.
And no.
Oh.
No, here's the thing. You have to do it multiple times. But you have the illusion of this actor speaking his lines and doing his gestures and whatever. And the last of his lines is the trigger that sets off the next illusion for the other actor to say his lines, and so on and so forth. For anybody that's going to be in the scene longer than 5 minutes, you're going to have 2 of these set up, so that one can take over when the other one's done. It would take a lot of setup to do. A
lot of planning, many long rests, many 6th-level spell slots, a lot of money, but you could build your own movie.
Yeah, but once it's done, it's done until dispelled.
Yeah,
so
you could have it forever.
You could take your show on the road.
Oh my god, what a brilliant idea for like a traveling salesman kind of character where you have like this movie production crew of like 4 wizards that just have a bunch of these crystals that they can line up in a specific order, give a command word, and just start this big cascading mass or mythical event. That could be really cool. A cool little world building bit for it. That's a great little use case for it. It also highlights like these things are really fun when used in conjunction with each other. Like if you can get 6 or 7 of these up in a sequence of events, you can make some very complex and complicated messages. You can do some really cool DM stuff with this, is like puzzle hints and whatnot. Whenever players get to one specific roadblock, the illusion can be primed to pop up and be like, Clippy here, it looks like you're stuck. How about I help you with that? You can do some.
You can do a magic mouth for that.
That's true. Magic mouth would be able to do a similar thing. I very much get like the Kryptonian, you found the secret lair you were always destined to, Clark, and you're Superman here, and here's us being proud of you illusion, and you need to go save the world. That's like a little message from the past that I think this can pretty concisely do. At the same time, you can also use this conceivably as a defensive structure. You can also use this conceivably as a way to scare people or as a way to persuade them to do something else, right? You could, at minimum, just be like, hey, you're entering into the house of a wizard with 6th-level or higher spell slots. Do you want to press your luck today? And that's intimidating on its own, right? This is a programmed illusion. That's a 6th-level spell, buddy. How willing are you to chance it against a high-level caster? let's take your bets. And then you just disappear and just give him a good old-fashioned intimidation check and see if that's good enough for him. It's neat. I don't know if it's great, but it's neat.
The tragedy of this is that in a realistic D&D world, any large city is just going to be littered with these spells and skywrites advertisements everywhere you look.
That could be, I'm just saying, like, that's a great world building bit, right? Can you imagine just it's New York City, but in the dark ages, and instead of big glaring billboards, it's just magical programmed illusions, skywrites, and magic mouths on everything, right? Just what if society, but with these kinds of ads instead of other ads, right? With super powerful wizards running huge tech conglomerates, you could do some neat stuff, right? Really fun world building thing to think about is like, yeah, programmed illusion's a 6th level spell, so you have to be powerful to use it. But if you're powerful and rich and want to sell more things, put one on every corner. Why not? And you can just have it primed to say when someone walks within earshot, begin playing the advertisement. Oh, I hate that.
All right, let's see. It says until dispelled. Does that have to be dispelled by the caster, or could a dispel magic work on that?
Dispel magic works fine. Anything that breaks magical effects will work just fine for getting rid of programmed illusions.
All right, well then, all right, I feel better about society now.
Because someone's going around being like, "Ah, shut it off."
Yeah.
Charge them 25 gold. Magical vandalism becomes a crime, and now we have this whole system of courts defended by these super powerful wizards. You're just giving me like the writings of my next campaign, Bob. This is perfect. This is good stuff.
All right, well, I've given you my ideas. So you got anything else? Or did you finish?
So the use cases for it are like I create a giant evil dragon that comes in and tries to scare people off, or I create a thing that warns people of upcoming trap, or warns specific kinds of creatures to upcoming traps. And maybe you say this will alert humanoids and not goblinoids or something, right? If you really hate goblins, want them to run to the meat grinder. I think almost all these use cases are in the best hands at the hands of the DM. I honestly think this fits in the symbol kind of category as this honestly is more of a trap and more of a like DM world tool than it is as a player tool. That being said, I think there are enough cool use cases as a player where I'm like, yeah, this is neat. I would try this out every once in a while. 3 out of 5. It's fine.
I'll go ahead and agree with you there. I like what you said about alerting certain people and not others. You know, if you're trying to catch goblins, then and only interested in goblins, then say, yeah, this only works when a goblin approaches, or no, only doesn't work when a goblin approaches.
Yes.
Yeah, good times. All right. Well, that was
Programmed illusion.
Yes, I was gonna say project image. I saved myself.
Good catch.
All right. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description where you'll find my Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.